Hey everyone, this is Ellie Mae with Silhouette Secrets Plus, and today I wanted to share with you unpacking this sample box that I received from POLI-TAPE and Specialty Materials. I received a package with these sample sheets that you're seeing me unload right there, and then they sent me this creative box that has more information inside of it, along with their sample color sheets and some new product as well. I first met the reps at Lollapalooza in July of 2023, and then connected again along the way to be able to get this box and learn more information. So I have all kinds of different vinyls in my stash, and it's always great to try new things. So I wanted to share my process and the project that I made with this material. So I had a whole bunch of different selection and decided to choose a couple and make a shirt for an upcoming trip for an event that I have, and I'm sharing that with you today. So I'm excited to try this. This is a new adhesive, like fuzzy adhesive vinyl, but I picked 3 colors, 2 of which were the Thermoflex glitter metal flake glitter, and then a green. So any ideas of what I'm making? I have an upcoming trip to New Orleans, so I am making a shirt that I will wear on that trip, and I decided to utilize the cutting by fill color in this, and there'll be more information in the links in the description below for the supplies as well as this technique. So I needed to change the materials for each of the colors that I am cutting by fill color. So I simply selected my Thermoflex Plus setting. You want to make sure to do your test cuts, and you want to make sure that your color is the exact color in the bottom section as it is what is selected for the one you're cutting. So I'm first cutting the gold, and I sent this as a test cut first to make sure that my settings were going to work. Test cuts are your best friend because all factors play into whether it will cut or not. There are recommended settings. However, your blade life, your machine, your materials all matter into the actual setting that works. So I sent each one of these colors to cut, and I wanted it in a very specific location so I didn't have to line things up manually. So I cut it by the fill color. And there's the purple. And then the weeding process of this, I love weeding, but it is a little bit different. Every brand of HTV that you get is a little bit different. So some of these brands or some of these types do not have a sticky background or a backing. The carrier sheet is not sticky. So that can affect your weeding process, as well as I got in a hurry here. As you'll see, this is the main part of the mask, and I really wanted to keep all those mask pieces in the same place. So that's why I cut this and used more vinyl. You'll see here in just a second for the gold piece that there's quite a bit of blank space, but I'm going to share a trick that I did with it. So I am weeding this out. Every material is just different. So especially when you're first getting used to a material, keep that in mind. It's not the same product as something you've used before, so it may weed a little bit differently. It may be more difficult to pull it off, or it may not have that sticky carrier sheet. And so just take your time. Your first impressions aren't always the best impressions, I guess I would say. Give it another chance. If you have a clean cut, it should weed easily. There I got a little bit speedy, and the circles in the middle of that mask area were coming up, and it looks like I pulled up in an area I shouldn't have. So just go slow when you're weeding, and of course I'm not doing this as fast as you see on the camera. But with HTV, I was able to go back and pull the 2 circles, and this is a little sneaky trick I do. I save all my scraps. So even though this is off of the carrier sheet, I save those scraps and I reuse the scraps for different projects as needed. So I just actually cut that piece off and then used it as my stencil and positioned it on there. And then just weeded everything else out. Then I noticed that 1 dot was missing, and I went back and did that as well. But you'll see me save those scraps. You can apply it to the carrier sheet, which you'll see me do here in just a second. Look at all that gold. Look at the gold. I'm not going to throw that away. I want to keep it. So I put it back on that carrier sheet when I was done pressing, and it worked. So then I used a lint roller, lint rolled my black t-shirt, and adjusted my pressure. And that's what you're seeing me do here in that part. Then I applied the largest piece first according to the instructions for each brand of heat transfer vinyl. Every brand and every material type, so this is glitter flake, could have different settings. So you want to check with your manufacturer specifically on the settings for both your heat and your time, as well as your pressure. And I applied that. The hardest part for me and why I don't sell shirts is I can't get my designs straight. No matter what I do, it can look straight when I go to press it. And this is why you see me pull the shirt off of the press, and I'm trying to get that straight. That is my flaw. But these shirts are for me, so I just go with it. So I tested that. It was a cold peel, so I let it cool off and then peeled that. Looks like I still missed a dot. Maybe it's a different color. Turned out great in the end. Oh, there it is. I think that's green. So I didn't miss the dot, but I got the top one when I was weeding. And then I tack that down, remove it, and it's a fine line between getting the layers to stick with different materials and overpressing. So you do not want to overpress a design, or the adhesive can leak out from underneath the layers. It can also happen with too much pressure, but you don't want to underpress it either. Both of those can cause longevity issues with your materials. So just make sure to follow the manufacturer's settings. And then here is a closer look at this shirt. So once I had all those layers on, I gave it one final press to press them all at the same temperature and time. And I have my new shirt for my trip. And I love this metal flake glitter. So here's a close-up look at the shirt design. Everything is linked in the description below, as well as additional tips and tutorials on the silhouette. Now I have a lot more materials to play with, so I can't wait. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for joining me and have a great day.